name of the campaign is called Count Me In, Survivors of Sexual Abuse Standing Together for Change. And using the template of the referendum, how successful that was on people coming together and telling their own personal stories. A lot of politicians felt that was very effective. That
it really influenced.
It did really influence and changed their minds about. And we want to use that same approach because this is a much bigger issue, and we feel if we can encourage people to tell their personal stories of how abuse has impacted them and their lives.
So we went through the courts and all that. We really were naive in believing that we stopped that.
And yet we find through people contacting us and telling their story, very little has changed in terms of accessing and affordability of services and the whole experience in the legal system from start to finish.
Nobody seems even in this day and age to actually understand what abuse is. It's not just a sexual act, it's so much more than that. And you know, we're really having trouble getting that message across.
If you don't make some effort to do things differently, this is the situation we're going to find 30 years from now. The outdated research shows that 1 in 4 women and 1 in 6 men have experienced sexual abuse before the age of 18. And even though we feel that's not accurate at all, if you were to just run with that based on our population alone, that would indicate conservatively that there are 1 million victims of sexual abuse walking around today.
There seems to be even an awareness that there's more than one victim here, so there's no focus and no supports, and that it boils down to the same thing, not fully understanding what sexual abuse does to everybody.
The changes that we're looking for, the resources, the supports that are there available, they're, for a start, like there's 100 children waiting on the Carry waiting list. There's an 8-month waiting list for the rape crisis centres. And 1 in 4 have a waiting list of 70 people. But it's just unacceptable in this day and age that not only are they not being funded, but they need to expand.
I believe that going on the Savvy report, which is what, now 16 years old,
yeah,
they believe they put these things in place. If that was true, it doesn't even fit the figures that they suggest are there, when we know
the figures are bigger.
They're much, much bigger.
Whole families' lives are torn apart by this crime. They'll never be the same, simply because this particular crime leaves them with nowhere to go. They're calling for specialised training for judges in particular, but the entire legal system. Anyone that has to deal with this crime or support anybody, you have to understand victim mentality. Their courts themselves are re-traumatising victims through their inability to cope with this crime and treat it differently than any other crime. It's not just a victim, it's their families. They all have a role to play in this, and they've all got a contribution to make. If the realisation was out there of just how devastating this is.
We've heard from a lot of partners trying to support their wives, their struggle.
And somebody who is so badly affected and not being able to help them is very difficult.
And the fact that they have nowhere to go and they feel they can't really impede on her pain by trying to discuss it with somebody, and they're struggling to understand. Like they, as far as I'm concerned, they hold valuable information that would be very, very helpful in the county. But I am suggesting the way we do it has to change if we want the changes to happen. We really, really need numbers here. There is power in numbers. One person can change. Can you imagine what 1 million of us would do? Like if all the direct victims that we know of were to write a letter, can you just imagine the impact that would have? It would ensure we cannot be ignored.
If all you feel you can do right now is to share our post, well then you're helping to get the message out. If you can go a step further and write a letter.
But you can't write a letter simply stating that you were an abused person, you're living with abuse, you're joining this campaign and you want things done. Simple as that. You don't have to give details.
In your letter you can say that you're not giving permission for your name to be used in any way. You don't want to be identifiable. You can use the information in the letter and you can say as little or as much as you like. You're in control. That's the most important thing. It's very easy. Like literally all you have to do is write the letter. We have provided a template on our webpage where you can download and just put your story into it. But if you have any troubles at all with accessing that or figuring, I'm not the best with technology, so if you have any trouble at all putting that letter together, contact us and we'll help you. Either on Facebook or on our webpage, thekavanaghsisters.com.